There. And I don't know. I don't have an evil laugh recording. I wanted to have it, but I may just do it a cappella.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween episode. I tried.
Happy Halloween.
It's like it's
That was
crossing
terrible.
Christmas though. That sounds crossing Christmas.
That was Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Santa
and I tried to.
Claus. Santa Claus.
Yeah, I tried to make my background green, but it's not. I think the blue is always better. Should be more spookier. I figure you have costume because you have like children's Halloween parties
Oh
to
yeah.
go to.
We just got back from trick or treating at the Riverwalk in Rock Hill, and it was awesome. There were so many,
Like a lot of
Young-
kids in there.
yeah, a lot of kids, and all the houses are like right next to each other. It's a really nice new neighborhood, and the girls had a great time, and it was just really fun.
Yeah, it was
Like, it seemed like a
great-
movie. It was like the set of a TV show. It almost didn't even seem real.
Yeah, it's like it was kind of I would say a rich neighborhood because they give out like this like Snickers, the full Snickers.
Oh, the full, not the bite size. Oh wow,
not the bite size
not
one,
the bite
but
size. Yeah.
Full Snicker bar.
Snickers.
Those are for adults. No, that's not for
Yeah.
kids. Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
it's
good.
like, oh my god, they're
Wow, they're taking care of the parents too, and we're giving out like big candies.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
And
insane.
they're
I
like
figured the houses are decorated too.
The houses were decorated. They had a house
Contest.
Halloween contest, and
Yeah,
they,
that
we
should
saw
be it.
number 3, which is a full-on '80s themed house with just decked from head to toe with the
that's
most
nice.
decorations you've ever seen. And they got third place. We didn't see number 2
Oh,
or
wow.
number 1.
yeah.
We're like, man, if they got third place, this place goes crazy.
Like
Yeah,
what was number one, right? If that was a third.
No idea, but it was
Yeah,
really great.
the kids gave up. You know when they're
Is it-
tired because they will give you the bucket
They let
and
you.
they will let you hold it.
Yeah.
It's like okay,
They were all 3 years
if you
old.
can't hold this, then we're done.
I mean, 3 years old, they're not like
Yeah, they're not.
they can't go
really.
very far.
They're
And
made.
then
They're
there
not
was
made for
there's like a tractor that was driving through the neighborhood that had this
tractor.
big trailer thing behind it, and it was pulling people, and the girls wanted to go on the tractor, but like this wasn't like a sponsored tractor. It was just some guy with a tractor.
For neighbor.
So we
I
couldn't
wouldn't really
just-
trust. Yeah.
Yeah. So we told the girls like, no, we don't know what the story is with this tractor.
Like,
And most of the
it's
girls
just-
were fine.
I think he was just teasing, like, oh, I'm here. But
Yeah, it was,
people
like, showing
doesn't
off.
know if we should be like they should be going to him and asking for a
was-
ride.
It was very weird.
We don't know
It
if he
was-
was.
One of the girls with us freaked out because she couldn't get on the tractor ride, and it basically ended the whole night. She
It was
couldn't
like-
recover from the fact she couldn't get on the tractor.
Yeah. If that guy was driving a van, you wouldn't think of like letting your kids get in there. But it's a tractor. Yeah. Maybe it's a big
Yeah,
fix.
and it
Maybe
had
it's a
An
good
unmarked
thing.
white
It's a
van.
tractor.
Hey.
Did it have lights on too?
It didn't have lights on, but it was
Yeah.
just a huge, massive green
Yeah.
tractor. It was.
Imagine.
You don't know
It-
if it's for the adults or if it's for the kids because it could
So-
also be like a party bus.
Yeah. So he put something like it's what do you call it? Like it's not a trailer. Like he has something like at the back where he pulls it and then where you can ride that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a wagon. This should be a wagon.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
what
a
I was
wagon.
looking for. Was the wagon on the back.
It's almost like a hayride, like
Mm.
This was not a sponsored thing. It was just some guy with a tractor. So,
nobody knows what he's doing
the
there.
story.
Like,
There was no
Yeah.
one on it. So it was like-
everyone that we encountered was like, we don't know if if this guy will let us in or let us on.
It seems like it, right? Is there a welcome sign at that? No.
And he was just there, like parking, and his lights was on.
And you know what? Like, it was a great scene. It was actually a really fun night. We drove back to our neighborhood, and it's just completely dead. Like our
see
neighborhood's
that.
filled with old people, and that neighborhood is so lively and young.
Yeah.
And it made us really want to live.
Well, the big difference too is that this neighborhood it's newly built, and it's not a townhouse, but they're built like closely to each other. So, you you have no choice. You have to encounter your neighbor at some point.
Yeah, it's very
So
Yeah.
it's very good for trick or treating because it's you don't have to look, you don't have to pass like big yards or it's like
It's even like
it's very walkable and you can have like a lot of candies already in like 2 blocks of walking. Here it's just like space. It's so in. There's a lot of space in between. It's not ideal for like young kids.
yeah. So it's like
Yeah,
trick or
that was
treating in a
fun.
mall, right? There's just like the
Oh
stores are
yeah,
right
like you're
just
going.
next to each
Yeah.
other.
That
Dang,
So, yeah.
Louis, you're on point today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's,
Right,
it's like
yeah.
trick or treating in a mall.
You're in SM. I just
Yeah,
like I
S
was
and M, SM,
Mhm.
S and M.
or
SM.
Ayala or because
Do
that
you say
yours.
the and in between S and M, or is it just
No,
No,
SM.
the S is the you put the N in SNR. That's
SM.
different. It's a
SM is,
different.
it means
It's a different.
Showmart or something.
Show my
Shoemart.
Shoemart.
shoe mark?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
great! I don't no
Yeah.
idea what we're talking about now.
but yeah, it's
It actually has a good history though. That SM it started with started with
Nah.
Shoemart and now it's like a biggest
yeah.
businesses here in the country.
That's why it's called
Who's the
SM. But
owner of SM? What's his name? Samuel.
Henry. Yes, that's
Henry.
close.
Do you
Pretty
think he's
close.
a billionaire?
Samuel. What? Yeah.
Billionaire.
He,
I think he is, right?
Is he still?
In
Is he
Paso-
still the?
I think he's no. I think he passed away.
in
He passed
Pa-
away already.
Yeah, but at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point he was the number one richest person in the Philippines, right?
Yeah,
At some
I would
point,
think so.
Henry
Yeah.
Henry C.
In the
That's
sea.
wild.
All
mean,
the
yeah.
They know how to do malls in the Philippines. I'll tell you what. I know we're getting off track, but good God, I just wish I was in a Filipino mall right now.
yeah. So that SM is like their kind of like Chinese heritage, and then the Ayala is like Spanish heritage.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
more of an Ayala guy. You know me,
Yeah.
old school
No,
Ayala mall.
The I wouldn't even call it old school, right? Because they're always like the more modern
Yeah.
design. Yeah.
Yeah, they're always like
Wait, Ayala's
renovated
more modern.
compared to the old SM. Yeah.
Compared to the old SM,
Well,
but
there's
I'm
new
thinking
SM.
of SMC side.
Oh, yeah, because SMC
that's-
says
It's a bit
it's new.
new, yeah, but it's still SM. No, I'm not knocking on SM. It's just the designs are so they're different. Like SMLs usually those box types where you like you walk each floor and it's just a straight up like rectangular building. Where in Ayala they design it in a way where you can like continuously walk
It's circular.
around it. So it's
Yeah.
well
You're-
thought of.
You're
Yeah.
gonna end up the same place you start
all right.
with.
You convinced me. I'm Ayala all the way.
Yeah.
Now that brings us to our next sponsor, which is Ayala Malls.
Oh wow! If they were sponsor us, it would be really big. They're so rich in this country. Yeah, they keep on building
The
stuff,
Ayala and
building
the
new buildings.
Zubels.
Yeah, they make those IT parks. They develop lands and then make that land more expensive. I don't even know what's the situation with her because there's houses near Ayala. I think Galay knows this. There's a houses near Ayala that I don't know if Ayala owns that land or Barrios Galay. I don't know if
Okay.
Ayala already owns that land or it's still those people who owns it because
I
it's
don't
right
know.
next to the yeah.
It seems like there's like squatters
think-
area there.
Yeah, I think part of it
I don't
isn't.
know.
So yeah.
So what do you do with the squatters? You kick them out?
It's not that easy. I
don't think you can kick
know.
them out.
I don't know.
Because this is I'm not a lawyer, right? Everyone knows like we're not
Wait, are you
lawyer
I
lawyers
thought
here.
you were a lawyer.
Because I think you have to because I think the law sides with those if there's people living there for a long time, they're not really gonna approve like you kick them out. So I think you give options because I've heard some people here if you own the land, you even have to find a place where you can relocate those people. I think there are some cases where they have to do that. Then I think for that they do have places where they can relocate them, but of course at this time you're not gonna move them to like a luxury environment, right? They usually a place where very far from the city, let's say. it's gonna be their land because it's gonna be, but it's very far from their cities, far from their work. So that's why people don't want to move. There's gonna be resistance. Are you gonna have to pay me this much money just for me to leave? Like I'm not gonna take that deal. So there's a lot of like that, and there's a lot of people you need to negotiate with. And of course, if there's a lot of people you have to negotiate, there's gonna be groups of people who's gonna be like, no, we shouldn't do this. We should like fight for our. It's not their land technically, but you can't really just kick them out.
It's such a
Then there's
interesting
those like
situation.
yeah, there's stories where I know maybe Glyza should have already heard this. Like, then suddenly there's a fire in there, and then people.
That's just far too many stories about that.
Yeah, there's
The insurance money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
insurance, and then it's also a way of forcing people out, right? It's harsh if that's this is all alleged, right, for our listeners.
Alleged.
But if that's
Yeah.
really true, like I mean, yeah, it's scary living there, though. Like if you're in that situation, if you don't know, like it only takes like maybe a candle or one of the houses, like because they say this, they do it like they make they negotiate with one of the houses, just one of the houses in there. We're gonna pay you this much. Just leave the oven on. We're gonna pay you this much. Maybe just leave a candle by the window. Let's make it an
Oh, my
accident, and
goodness.
then that's how they do it. I mean that. I don't know if this is actually true. This is our stories from the taxi drivers from the street. The people here. It might be. I don't know, but it's such a sinister way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always trust the taxi
Okay.
drivers. Taxi drivers know what's going on.
Yeah.
Get the ear to the ground.
Yeah.
They
I
know a
haven't
lot,
heard
yeah.
of that. Like on the houses, I have heard on like the establishments, like malls, and because of the money they can get from the insurance company.
That yeah.
And then
You just have to prove that it's an accident, no? Because if the
Yeah.
insurance company
Or
find out like
wink.
it's arson, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be an accident. A convenient accident.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you own a land, if you're squatting in a government-owned land, though, I think there's a program for the government. It's called I forgot, urban poor or something, where at some point you can own the land, but it takes like long time because
Everything in the Philippines takes a long time.
It's like I think your kid's gonna own it. No, it's not. It's gonna be like generation.
It's like
Your grandkids
yeah,
will have a chance to. They just have to apply for some paperwork.
great
Fill out some forms.
kids. So they're gonna drag it out until like
Yeah,
you passed or whatever.
because I've only heard that because in here, yeah, I think the government, or let's say the local government, like sides with those, especially if those families like live there for like a very long time, like it's not their land, and then their families live there for a long time. It's hard to, you can't like just kick them out. The owner of the lands even have to pay those families, which is in a way people can complain like it's unfair because of course like you own that land, you have to pay someone just to like get out. But it gets tricky because usually the let's say the barangay or the which higher, they will side with that person who are in there, so you have to like spend more just to like kick someone out. So that's why if you have like a piece of land, don't really. It's a good advice to not, because usually some people will just ask like, "You're not using this land. Can I like maybe have like a small house in here?" It's actually a good idea not to, because once they've started like living there, it's really hard to
Oh yeah, they'll make claims.
let them
that
go.
they've-
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
They don't let them get an inch.
I mean, you have that law here, right?
Yeah, well, the similar law, like
But yours is
so
just
my
more crazy.
my
though.
dad bought a lot to build out by the beach, and
Mhm.
the neighbor had a like his trailer was sitting on the side of the yard.
Oh, it's a trailer. Okay, it was just parked there.
It
Yeah.
was just barely on the yard. It wasn't
Yeah.
even like, and they hadn't even
Touching,
started building yet.
touching it.
So it really wasn't a big deal. My dad was like, "I have to go tell him to move it." I was like, "Why is it a big deal? You're not going to start building for 6 months." But he said, similar to what you're saying, like it, you never know. But if he keeps his stuff on that land for long enough, he can make a claim that, this land
It's-
belongs to him by whatever.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm. especially if
Yeah.
whatever the word is.
if they say like, oh, I was keeping this land, I was keeping this land secured or cleaning this for time to time, so I have to like, so there's some cases where they make it look like you're employing them to to take care of that land, because that's even like, you won't even uh kick that guy out if somehow they make it at the angle like you employ them to stay in there, where the reality is not, but it's like they're doing a providing you a service by staying in that land. So that's another angle of it. They might use like, oh, we're actually keeping this we're keeping this area clean, and so even though if you're the owner, you say like, I'm not asking you to, but it gets tricky because it's
Yeah.
It's a bullet
yeah.
matter. You have to protect the sanctity of your land, or same reason why copyright publishers attack small people who are posting copyrighted music. If you let one person go, then it makes the whole point of having the law to protect you is invalid. So you have to protect.
I think your mic's breaking up, Adam.
Okay.
Glyza took
Hello? Sorry.
Glyza took the Glyza took the good
Well,
mic.
isn't there like a? I remember there was a news about like somebody stayed in a house. There were the owners were maybe out
In
of the
New York.
country,
Don't tell me.
and they this guy just went in the house and stayed for like a month, and they could not kick him out. They could not kick him out because of whatever law,
Yeah.
and it's
Your
based on
mic's
like I
not
think
working
it's
now, Adam. By the way, I think you have to
let's
like
see.
hold it the way Glyza did last time. Just try it now.
Hello?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
it.
stupid law, man. Like that makes me mad.
Isn't that in
Okay.
New York? That's in New York,
I
right?
don't know. I know Florida got rid of that though. But
It's hard to evict people,
but
'Cause
yeah, I think it was some. It might be New York, but there was like a news there that they could not evict this person
because they're a
because of
tenant.
that,
Yeah.
because of the time that he spent in that property
Mhm.
or in that house. So like, oh my god,
wasn't welcome in it in the first place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, obviously, I feel like anyone with common sense would say that's
So
stupid.
I was like, I was kind of like, what? That doesn't make sense, because you don't own.
There's cases of criminals. I'm gonna brush over the story. I don't know if it's exactly what happened, but a criminal broke into someone's house and like injured themselves.
Sorry, your mic already got. Sorry.
Someone broke into someone's
There.
house and injured themselves in the house while they were robbing the house, and then sued the homeowner
Studio.
and
That's
won.
crazy.
Or,
That's crazy.
Essentially, that's what happened.
They're not even.
Good.
They were not even invited to the house.
Yeah, you robbed
Yeah.
me. So
Isn't that like the house protecting
I don't know.
you from the?
We should talk about things that.
Yeah, I think that mic's not really working now. It's oh, there it works.
Okay.
It works there. I can hear it
But
now. So
but I can. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the levels are coming through. It's weird.
I think it's usually the wire that happens because
Yeah.
microphones. No, not right now. Try again. Yeah, no. Maybe there's an angle where. Yeah. But going back to that, because I've heard it in a podcast where I think it's in New York, where the squatter like made a fake lease agreement. So he said like, "Oh, I'm renting here," and then in reality, they're not. And then of course, in order to deal with it, you have to go to the police, right? Make a report, and then since I think it's part of that defund of the police thing. So it's not really. So the police won't really have a time to deal with that. So in that time, that squatter will still live in there in the in the apartment until they it comes there's a decision. And then even then when the police are looking at it, it's not really. It's hard for the people to kick the squatter out. So that's like the thing they're doing there. I think there's a lot of cases where people are breaking in, apartments or condos that are, of course, people. There's really, it's not gonna be, um, no one's gonna rent it all the time. So and then usually the owner's not there, right, all the time. It's gonna be months before they, check on the property, and then turns out someone's already like living in there, and then you can't really kick them out.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. There's
So
even
stupid.
cases like the whole owner died, okay, I think, because they. Of course, imagine if you go inside your condo and there's someone else living there, you're gonna get like, "Hey, what are you doing? Kick you out," and then you'll never know if that person's also like, psychotic, and then yeah, so that's actually weird. Even though you own the properties, you're even not safe inside that because someone just broke in, and then the law is gonna side with that
Man,
person. I think it's one of those like tenant laws they have.
so silly. I don't know. You can't help but wonder how these laws came to be.
Mhm.
Something doesn't make any common sense.
Gala is not try to. I don't know how to.
I'm trying my best.
This mic might be dead.
I think it's just the wire, the connection, because it's.
So is Halloween? I feel like Gaza said that Halloween wasn't as big of a holiday
In the
in the
Philippines.
Philippines for a while, but it's becoming big. Is that the case? Like it's becoming
Yeah,
more
because
American?
yeah, because you
Western?
see it on the TVs, and then a lot of yeah, like we said, like malls are doing events, offices are doing events, schools also are doing events now, and then people like dressing up their kids. So it's getting more popular now. Like a lot of people are into it, and then there's a. I remember when I was in back in college, because in high school it's not really that big. And then back in college, maybe here in Cebu, it's big. There's a lot of like Halloween parties, like the bars do it. Some places like what do you call this? Like restaurants do it. So
Yeah.
I think it's starting to like be
I
big
would
now.
say it is big.
No, that's
on,
working.
like,
The Lisa's mic's working
Oh,
now.
it's working.
I think
There.
it's big on like businesses, but in the
Mhm.
community, like houses in the barangays,
Yeah.
they're still not doing that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But
Like you have like what you're doing in your office, where kids will go to the office and then do the trick or treating there. They do that
do that.
usually, but they
Mhm.
don't do that on like I don't know, in, like rich neighborhoods or upscale neighborhoods if they're doing that. But for like in most spaces in Cebu, I don't think they do that
Mhm.
in their communities or
yeah,
neighborhoods
I mean it's not.
because it's still like deeply rooted to like Day of the Dead or
Mhm.
All Saints Day.
Today
All
is
Souls Day.
All Saints Day here in the Philippines.
All
It's
Saints
a
Day.
They
holiday.
still
Yeah,
go
we don't
to the
celebrate that here.
cemetery. It's still like it's bigger.
Mhm.
I mean, it's still bigger than the Halloween.
So, are you going to do anything for All Saints Day here in the U.S.?
You want me to go to cemetery?
I mean, no. What? Hold on.
I mean, you
Hold
don't
on.
really
I
know
asked
anyone.
you, are you doing anything? Then you said, do you want me to do something? Do you? Are you? Would you have done something if I didn't ask? Did you have anything planned for All Saints Day?
No.
Not really, because her relative should be
it's-
in here, right?
Yeah, you
Buried it.
have to go to the cemetery, and it's the physical presence.
Yeah.
You have to go to the cemetery. You even have some people even sleep. I told you this.
Yeah, they
spend a
sleep,
night and then
hang out.
just
Yeah, it's insane. I would love to
blaring their.
visit
It's
for.
Have you
to
seen
see it.
Coco? Coco,
Yeah,
the Disney.
Coco.
It's similar to that culture. I even
Yeah.
realized like, oh, so we got it from the Spaniards then.
The Spaniards, man.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
those Spaniards really screwed a lot of stuff up,
You have
but
to, like-
they left a mark, didn't they?
Yeah.
They really left a mark. Their traditions are catchy.
Yeah.
It's
It was like
rooted.
when you're watching Coco, it's like you're living it's like I'm living my childhood.
So-
Like, you have to put all the pictures and then like offer food and then light a candle.
So in America, there's no there's no reverence for that at all. It's just a candy, sexy Halloween outfit for young adults.
It's not even about the dead, right? In there, it's more about
No.
like
Yeah.
the costumes and then
It's about the living. It's
For
about
us, it's always honor the dead, and that's how our upbringing was.
that's much better. You know,
And-
obviously
Yeah.
And
for
the Halloween part just came when we were like adults.
But Halloween's fun. It's hard to pass up the opportunity to have fun and dress up and
Yeah,
you know
yeah, and
get
even-
together.
Yeah, it's a fun part.
I like spooky movies. I like spooky Halloween.
Oh,
And unfortunately, in the Philippines, you don't get the weather changes like you do here in the U.S. But there's nothing like fall in the U.S. It's just so beautiful, especially here in the South. It's so beautiful. The weather's great, and the leaves are falling.
They're falling.
And October's my favorite month, and it's the last day of this incredible month. It's been a great month for us in the sense of like weather. It's been perfect weather almost every single day, and it's just awesome, man. It's just really great. And I feel like we didn't watch enough spooky movies.
I don't even watch.
2 children.
Do you watch
Yeah,
horror movies?
Not really. It's not. I don't really like it that much. But I've watched before. But it's not where, because I have friends where there's a scary movie now. Let's watch it. I mean, maybe before because a lot of my friends watch it. But right now, like I don't really watch it. I don't get excited by watching. Like, oh, there's a new. What's that nun movie? Where there's a nun,
Yeah.
like a
There's
scary
a lot
nun.
of
Yeah,
nun movies, aren't there?
yeah.
too
I
many
was
nun
like,
Too many of those.
I remember I went to a movie. I watched a movie with Isa.
Saw? Do you remember what it was? Insidious?
Isa likes those
Yeah,
movies. Yeah,
Does she really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Annabelle, I think. We
Yeah.
watched it in the cinema.
That's scary.
Theaters, yeah. It was like, oh my gosh.
I feel, anything in the
It was like
theaters is
2014,
it's scarier in the theaters because you're like outside of your house.
Alright.
You can't turn it off.
So
You know?
Yeah.
I still remember that. It's like, I don't usually go for this, you know.
No, I never go see scary movies in theaters.
Isa was like, let's go watch it. She's so
Yeah, she
so
likes
like, oh my
those.
God. So I remember
That's so
we
cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that about her. That's an interesting fact because you wouldn't think that she's the type of person that likes scary movies.
Yeah.
went, like scary.
Scary, and there's like gore movies, just like
No.
slashing and stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't
gosh.
Yeah,
know.
you wouldn't think.
You wouldn't
but
think
likes
she
this
looks
stuff.
so like innocent, but then she likes those movies.
That's so cool. That just adds another layer to her coolness. Shout out Issa. We gotta watch. We watched a really good one called Scream.
Scream.
Recently. It's the new one with
Scream
with
2020
who's the girl that's on all the Halloween movies?
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
Oh yeah,
Isn't
'cause
it?
she's good at those
Wednesday.
movies. Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So-
She was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet. I don't know who's the.
She might be my new favorite star, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
I think I'm obsessed with her.
she got famous with Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
her big break, and then that's why she's good. Maybe she's gonna see a lot of those roles where it's like scary killer.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder,
No
Christina
emotions.
Ricci,
Type of.
Yeah,
or Johnny Depp, sort of. Johnny Depp
Yeah.
did a lot of horror movies. No,
no, it was more of
Like
like a weird movies,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
a
he did
weird
movies.
guy.
He got stuck in like he got
Sister
stuck
Hands,
in
right?
Tim Burton land for too long.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
Yeah,
so I
it's
take
like-
it back. Anyway, she's like the new Christina Ricci.
Mhm.
Man, I love it. She's so. And the new Beetlejuice movie was really good too. We saw that in theaters.
Oh,
Really
I haven't
fun.
seen it.
That's a great Halloween movie.
Is it is the same plot with the first one, or did they change it?
No, it's like
I mean, the old
it's a
one.
It's a
sequel.
continuation.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
sequel.
it's
It's
a-
like 20 years
continuation.
later
Oh,
type of
okay.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. So the kids are like adults now. That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And
yeah.
they have kids, and then like
Mhm.
so like any sequel, the themes are repeated.
Mm.
There's
So the
repeated
kids
themes,
are like
but they
calling Beetlejuice, and then they'll say it 3 times
don't
because
say it
it's
again.
gonna, yeah.
And Glass had never seen the first up until
Oh,
recently. So
yeah, but that was
showed
like
her the first
what
one.
year was it? It should
I've-
be like I think you were
93.
really,
I've
they were like really
I've
young.
watched part of
95.
it. I was just like, this is kind of weird movie. I don't like it.
Mhm.
So I've never
I
watched it.
I don't
again.
remember the entire thing. I just remember those like if you say his name 3 times, it's gonna show up, and it's like kids playing.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's the evil laugh. That should have been our intro. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you,
I got a soundboard.
like, wait, are you
Oh,
in a
wow.
website where there's an exclamation warning icon,
All right,
which means
babe.
not secured?
Okay, babe. I like to play dangerously.
Okay, all right.
living my life to the edge, on the edge rather.
So you get hacked.
Yeah, no, Beetlejuice was 1988, so even earlier than I thought.
Oh, that's
So
like born.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think the movies I've seen before was just like reruns, right?
oh yeah,
Because I
for
remember
sure.
I was like really young, I think like elementary,
Yeah.
and then you
It's
don't
like
really
one
see
of
a
those
lot of
VHS
movies.
tapes that was just hanging
When I was
around.
there, I didn't like that movie. It was like so weird. I would rather watch like real scary
Cartoons.
movies.
Like
really
what?
scary.
Real scary movies? Like what?
Like
How dare you.
Exorcism.
The Exorcist?
The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Have you watched that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
I've
good?
heard that's scary. Yeah, I think the actor
Very
is scary.
I think I got nightmare.
Yeah.
Emily Rose sounds like such a lovely name.
Yeah, and you know who's the actress for that?
Emily Rose?
You know the David Brothers, right? What?
Oh, that girl?
Yeah, Jennifer Carpenter is.
Oh, wow.
She was the actress for that, and she was
The possessed
really, like,
girl.
That's
Possessed
crazy.
girl, yeah.
Well, maybe we should watch that. Well,
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Halloween's over.
I'm not gonna. I promise myself.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
we
those-
switch
those-
to
I'm not gonna watch
Christmas.
this movie again.
Yeah, those are scary movies. Yeah, and I can't even imagine for the actors, right? You're doing this, you're acting like you're
Yeah.
like an evil spirit
Oh
is
my gosh.
taking over your body.
Yeah, let's take a
Like,
lot out of you.
I
Yeah,
was in. That was back in 2006, I guess, or 2005.
Jeez.
yeah. I think this the scariest movie I've seen is way back in college, the Paranormal Activity,
Oh,
the first one.
yes.
Yeah,
We just
but
started watching that again. It's
Yeah,
so
because
good.
the reason was I was watching it with friends, and then they said like, oh, this actually real, right? It's not really a movie because the
Yeah,
setup
'cause
is
it
like
was-
the
yeah.
camera is like it's a personal video, it's like a CCTV stuff, and they were like saying like, no, this is actually real, really, that's
Or
real,
like a
wow. And then
setup
so when I
with-
was watching it, I was like looking, wow, they caught it on tape. So I
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
scared like doing
And-
that.
and part-
It seemed that way.
And then part of their like promotion for that, they're saying that it was real.
Yeah, really good marketing
And,
and word of mouth. And it was before the internet really was. I think that came out in 2006 or something like that. And it was
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what was the-
2000
early
6,
stage,
yeah.
like YouTube stuff.
what was the other one where it was like this group of friends that went to
Oh, the Blair Witch Project.
Blair
The
Witch,
Blair Witch
yeah.
Project.
That one too.
Yeah.
Very, very great marketing campaign. Like they had a fake documentary about, like the kids that died, and made it up and like spread that around like college. And they also took the movie and went to college campuses and showed it to like fraternity houses and sorority houses, like the cool kids. And so they like went viral, guerrilla style. Like they went viral outside of the internet. They went
Yeah.
word of mouth viral, where all the cool people were talking about.
And
More like
that was
organic way of like
Yeah.
getting
Which
viral.
is
that was
Organic.
before
incredible.
the paranormal.
That was 98, I think.
So that was so people were really like they believed that was
They believed it was real.
because that was the first time.
And I was
They
too
did
scared to
that.
watch it. And then when you watch it, just like Louis said, like you've been told that it's real, and you have doubts, but even still, the fact that it might be
Yeah.
real is enough for you to be like, I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
if someone told me it's completely fake, I'd still be scared. It's still a scary movie, and the suspense, the way that they filmed that movie, we just rewatched it, like last week. We started rewatching it. It holds up, man. That's a great movie. The acting from that woman is incredible.
Yeah.
You can really feel like you're just in their life.
Yeah, is that unedited look, right? Like, it's like a home camera, like
They
taking
acknowledge the
video.
camera, like it's obvious, like, hey, get the camera down, you know, like. And he like goes and grabs the camera when something scary happens, and you can sometimes miss things because he wasn't filming, which is realistic. But like Liza likes paranormal movies, and I do too. I think that's like I can get on board with ghosts and corrupt exorcisms and stuff like that. But the stuff that really bothers me is like there's those movies, then there's like the slasher movies, which I'm okay with too, and then there's the movies that just are straight up disturbing for no other reason than just to like ruin you. And one of the movies that was most disturbing movie I've ever saw is called Midsummer.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that one? It's
No.
It,
Midsummer
it,
Nights, though I've heard, but not.
no,
it was
Kidding.
Florence Pugh. I think that that might be 2020,
yeah, it's 2019 film.
2019.
You may have seen this image on one of your streaming services. If you ever see
No.
this,
Don't watch.
don't watch
Don't
this
watch
movie.
it.
'Cause it's
I mean,
actually
it's a good movie.
it's a really good movie. It's actually
But
on Rotten
it's
Tomatoes. It's like
just-
98%, and it
This-
is incredible.
Disturbing in a way of like a psycho killer, or
No, disturbing in the way of like
What is
I don't know. Like there are scenes there that you wish you didn't see, and it's
Oh,
not even
okay.
like it's not gory necessarily.
It's
It's just so
culty. It's cult.
upsetting and cult. It's about a cult,
oh, okay.
and it is so it stays with you so long that it's like
I was like, people do this, you know, like
it
just-
scarred my brain, and I wish I didn't
Oh,
see it.
yeah.
But then you can't stop watching because it's such a good movie.
Yeah,
So actually, watch the movie, and then now we can share the misery
yeah. You
together.
can share the misery.
having
share
the most disturbing movie ever.
share the misery of like
Yeah, I
having
think,
that in your memory.
Yeah, it took
just-
a lot. It took a lot from us.
Yeah, when you're done with the movie, like I'm exhausted,
That was.
Oh,
It was
but I watched it because I had to. Like we actually stopped watching it. It was like this is too much, and then like 6 months later, we came back and
You
finished it.
can't watch it.
Yeah.
Because we're like, we have unfinished business with this movie. We have to figure out how it ends. Anyway,
It's a good thing with streaming services now, right? Because you can just like stop. You don't really care if you can just pause it and then get back to it afterwards.
oh
yeah.
my god,
Like
yeah. If
there's
we're in
such a-
theaters, what do you do when you're
Yeah.
I
in
think
theaters?
this was like this one of those nights where like, oh, what do you want to watch tonight? And it always comes up like.
I swear, you'll see it now that I showed it to you.
Yeah, it's always probably because Google's
like,
listening, so it's probably
And
in the
then Nick-
queue now.
Someone told me like the same speech I just gave you. They're like, it's disturbing. Don't watch it, but it's incredible. And it stays with your mind. You're like, all right, well, I'm curious. I got to see what the hype is about.
So it's about a cult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Let's don't say
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
because it's hard
No, it's
to.
just funny because when you say cult, I remember Dale now when you hear cult.
This is actually a documentary about Dale. This is.
I hear cult. Because cults was a big. There's big cults in the Philippines, but I don't even want to say cult because I think they're gonna say it's a religion. So I don't want to say something bad about them. But yeah, there's big groups of people in here, the Philippines, that are cult like what do you call this?
borderline cult or
Communities.
something.
Yeah,
How so?
And then there's-
Like Christian cults?
I think it's still
So,
still
let me-
Christian. I don't think it's
Let me
Christian.
ask you
'cause
something.
it-
If a religious or a leader of a group will say, vote for this person, we're gonna vote for this person, and everyone follows, they're gonna vote for that person that they've endorsed. Is that something that you'll think is like a cult-like minded group? Because
Is that what's happening?
that happens a lot.
that
Yeah.
happens. It's part of a strategy of in politics, especially presidential elections, where they want the endorsement of this certain church or this certain group of people. Like Catholics, it's they don't. I mean, if the
I
bishop
don't-
endorses it, they don't really. People's gonna be like,
Yeah.
no, we want other candidate. But there's certain. I'll say churches because out of respect for them, because we don't really know what they that. It's really known where if this church endorses this candidate, it's it because their power is it's almost a guarantee that like everything that goes to that church in the whole country will vote this person because they endorse it. And they're already like they're a big population that where it's very significant to have that endorsement. So it's actually a big thing where if you see in the news like, oh, this church endorses let's say I'm gonna go with the old one, like Gloria Arroyo. So it's a very big deal because this means it's a very big boost in votes, and
Uh,
that's their. I don't even know like if they, because there's this is all alleged, like they sell it to politicians. It's not really a crazy idea, but I don't know if they really do it. You know, where they like their leaders sell um that power to the politicians. Like, oh, election's coming. Do you want me to endorse you? Do you want us to endorse you? So you have to like pay for this much to the church. I guess that's how they
jeez.
did that. I don't
Yeah.
know if
So
that's always been the rumors of it. Like, people
the
just laugh about it, but I don't know. I think
yeah,
there's a
it's like mega
bit of
churches too,
truth.
right? The politicians will go to like their venue, like or their big event, just to be endorsed by them, you know. And I don't think that happens here in terms of like endorsing somebody if
Well, I
you're
mean,
like
there's definitely
for a
there's a lot
religious
of.
But
entity.
Oh no, I don't think so.
yeah, in there is more of like a party, right? If it's in this party, most likely you're gonna, if this is the candidate of the party, yes, there's gonna be supporters of that party. Like in here, there's groups. There are groups like, oh, this is the organization for, let's say, uh dri- public utility drivers. Yeah, so there's that kind of influence, but the biggest one are usually like churches, like that's like a big chunk of people who are like, if you have this, if you convince the leaders enough that that's your candidate, it's gonna, yeah, you have a big chunk of votes already,
It
and now
does a
you're
lot of
gonna
the work for you
Is
because
it
they'll
like
follow what they say.
Mhm.
isn't there like a does the union endorsed candidates too?
Oh yeah, yep. There's big unions that support candidates, and like obviously celebrities and labor
Mhm.
organizations that support candidates. Usually, it's no surprise. Like usually they go with Democrat or Republican each time, but sometimes they'll switch. And the election in America really comes down to like maybe 5 or 6 major swing states that flip
Yeah,
flop, and so they got to
yeah.
like focus on those states like Pennsylvania,
That,
Ohio.
that's where they do the campaign, right? Because let's say if you're California, like there's already the
Yeah.
use of like going
They know.
Republican in
Yeah,
there, right?
they've kind of just
Like
give
Yeah.
South
up on
Carolina's
that.
going
It's how
Republican. There's no point. But
it's
Florida's
how
a big one. They could go either way, and like
Ohio
Nevada.
is Ohio one.
Ohio's big. Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
lived in Ohio or Pennsylvania or Florida,
I think
the
Ohio.
amount of political ads that you'd see are probably
North
insane.
Carolina is a swing state.
North Carolina too. Yeah, it's a swing state. There's a
North
lot of
Carolina,
heavily contested.
Nevada,
I
Pennsylvania,
don't know. I just hope it's when's the election? Is it?
November 5th.
Is it
So we'll
next
have
week?
another podcast
Oh, no,
before
no,
we.
There, yeah,
It's this next
next
week.
week.
Oh,
Yeah,
next week, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
There's
12th,
like
right?
Is it fifth? I keep
Oh,
hearing
it's the
fifth.
12th. When is election day?
it's
No, it's the 5th.
Yeah.
So wow.
Tuesday or no? Yeah, Tuesday.
So I guess by the next time we do a podcast, we'll know who the president is. Hopefully,
Yeah.
or
A lot
at
of
the start of the year.
things are like well, of course it's an election, right? A lot of things are like just a bit about our work. Like it's also there's people are also waiting for the results of that, and then that's how we gonna tackle what the next steps, what's the future of our work is. Because it's just because in a way it's government related what we do, but yeah, there's a lot of yeah, because the thing about the elections in the U.S. is a lot of this like, impact is even more global, right? Because the such a big country, powerful country,
Yeah.
a lot of people are tuning in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's still yeah.
I
Of
hope
course,
it-
you wish for it's for the best of it's for the better of everyone. Because
Yeah, there's a sandwich shop that puts like clever messages up on their sign on their sign thing where you can put letters up, and the one it has up now is whoever wins, let's just be kind to each other. And I thought that was like good. That was well said because we're not going to get into politics and whose side you're on, but like my gosh, both sides winning, I can see like the opposite side that lost being so mad that they would want to tear
Yeah.
the country apart. And it's like, guys, whoever wins, we have to support them and hope they do their best. With us,
Yeah.
America, guys. Like people, when I grew up, it used to be that way, and that was how my mom taught me. But now it seems
Yeah.
like it's just too
Yeah.
volatile. It's too.
Even in the Philippines, like I think it's because of the internet. It's so crazy. Like the last elections was the, I want to say it's the craziest, but I think it's just getting worse each election because maybe because of technology. But
You're probably right.
there's even like people who are not even friends until now. Like even though the election's over, they're not like talking to each other stuff.
It's crazy.
And then I have friends where I'm friends with her like since like we're kids, elementary, and then she's so passionate, like passionately against one candidate. Yeah, she's still my friend, but it's just weird, right? Because when every time there's reunion, we don't really talk about it. But there's thing like, oh, this girl was so like passionate and like posting stuff, and then yeah, we try so hard to not go in that topic because we know she's so passionate against one candidate, and then that candidate is like, we're okay. I mean, not a lot of people are that passionate about it, right? And then we just try to avoid that topic, so we turn up, so how's your, you have a boyfriend now? So that's what we ask.
Yeah.
We don't really ask about any other thing because we know when to start talking about that.
It's so
And it's
awkward
weird,
having
yeah.
you don't want to have a topic that's off limits with a true friend.
Yeah.
Like a real friend, there's nothing that's off limits. There may be things, you certainly know
Yeah.
things about your friends, but it's always awkward to like dance around certain things. Like, oh, don't mention this around so and so.
Yeah, that's why we agreed. We just don't. And I think she minds what she says too. Like if she's with us, because she knows like it could be like different opinions. And then I mean, yeah, we almost like grew up together. So because we're the classmates since like elementary until we high school. So we don't really we didn't even talk about it before. Like me and my other friends, it's like a consensus. Like when we're drinking together, just don't mention don't mention this because how passionate she could be like in social media about these stuff.
And then
It's not
someone
really
mentions it, and
gonna,
you're like, oh, don't
Yeah.
mention it. Don't mention it. Shut
and
up.
no
shut
one's
up.
really helping. We're not really helping anyone if we bring that up. We're for sure you're not gonna resolve anything. It's just gonna cause like more divide
No.
between. So might as well just talk about our crazy stuff during high school, and then
Yeah,
that's
it's not
it.
like you're gonna make a point, like one good point that you make, and she's like, you know what?
Really?
I changed my mind. I think you're
Oh my
right.
god.
You just
I've
changed my
never-
whole outlook.
Yeah, I've never seen it that way. Some people are always gonna find something to support what they believe in. So yeah, let's just talk about something else.
Religion and
Weird.
politics. What else? Oh, never tell someone how to raise their kids. There's certain
No,
things
that's
you
just
don't do.
rude. Yeah, that's just weird if you
Like
tell
who to
someone
vote
how to raise
for.
their
But
kids. Yeah.
man, we're headed towards. I guess I didn't realize that the election was so soon.
Yeah, November 10th.
Close.
I think like, do you have time to vote on Tuesday?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
the
we were.
voting takes like
I think we can.
It's just
10
quick,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, it's like
For our company,
five,
we're
10
allowed
minutes.
to take like 4 hours.
You don't need 4 hours. Just go in there.
Yeah.
Go do your
Yeah,
lunch
I
break.
might-
I mean, you could live far from the,
True. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were right. We're right beside the place that we vote. Why?
Just kidding.
We're beside there.
We're gonna walk. We're gonna be out of work for an hour. We're gonna walk and then
Walk?
yeah.
I don't know
Is it
what's into
close?
her. She's lost her mind. No,
How far is it though?
It's a mile and a half away.
Oh, that's far. Like a mile is like two. Yeah, it's a long walk, and then you have to go home afterwards. So
Yeah, come on. No.
I have 4 hours.
Oh, if the weather's nice. All right, we'll talk about it. Yeah, so we'll see about that. I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that'll be a good topic for next week. Well, we don't want to really talk about politics, but
yeah,
if someone burns down the White House or something, then that'll
that's
be
great. That's crazy. If
Right.
there's
We're
anything,
really kind of worried.
really there might be some
the
things that
outcome
happen.
of this election.
What do you think the worst? I think there's more violence if, well, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
feel
depends
like
what kind of violence, right? Violence in
there's
verbal abuse.
there's extremism on both sides, so we really can't tell what they.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the extremists on both sides are equally as scary.
Yes, you don't know what they're gonna
Yeah, is it-
do.
It's like two UFC fighters,
Mhm.
Kamzat and Chimaev or whatever.
Wow,
Is it like
yeah.
the same person?
No, that's the same person. You know what I mean?
Comes up Jermaine. Is it the same person?
Yeah.
That thing, yeah.
Stop.
I just got you for your
UFC reference. And
Don't.
not even
Yeah.
following UFC anymore. I know Comes
Yeah.
up Chimaev is just one name.
well, it's still in a scary
like-
topic.
Comes up versus Chimaev. Like,
God, so Kamzat versus Nurmagomedov or something.
Nurmagomedov.
I don't know.
Well, it's still in the topic of being scary though. Those are scary. Like I feel bad. Not really bad. I feel sad on those results of that last UFC because those are you can say those people are the legends, right? They've been in the game for a long time, and then like Whitaker and Holloway like lost, and then they even lost like what do you call this? Like there's no really they didn't really leave it to question. It got submitted and then they got knocked out. So
Yeah.
it's probably the same feeling when Aldo got knocked out by Connor. Like for sure, there's like
The end of an
people
era.
who love Aldo. Oh, there's no way he's gonna get beaten by this, and then he got knocked out by 13 seconds. So I think it's the similar way if you're like a fan of those people. But yeah,
The tide turns,
Yeah,
It's
there's
Mother Nature. Yeah.
yeah, there's like new fighters now who are really good. I mean,
Or
that's how
Father
UFC
Time.
goes.
Father Time is undefeated. That's what they say.
Mhm.
Eventually it'll catch up to you. Unless you quit on top, which I don't know what GSP. Quit
In
on
a
top.
way, no, but
maybe?
GSP stopped. GSP stopped after the Hendricks fight and then had a break. Maybe that's also a good thing. Just maybe he's getting burned out. Maybe the stress, physical and psychological stress. He stopped and then decided to go back when he wanted to. That's one thing.
he
Probably
looks
did it
good,
right
though.
because he probably
GSP
still
still
has.
looks
GSP?
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah,
looks
he's
good.
still
He probably
training.
sounds
Yeah.
good. He probably
Doing those
still has
ice
his,
baths. And
still has his.
sauna.
You know,
I'm not impressed by your performance.
that was good. That was a good impression. Nice, broken French.
Broken French, English. But I think he
English.
talks better now because he's, I think he's speaks more English better now because he's, it's more of like influencer. I wonder how rich GSP is. I think he doesn't really need to work anymore, right? If he just he can just like live with the interest of what he earned. Maybe I think he's just doing endorsements.
He's worth about 20 million, is what the Google says.
20 million.
Yeah.
I guess. Because I see him posting about dinosaurs, which is he's so passionate about.
Oh God, he really
Dinosaurs.
is a nerd. Like he's a nerd that just somehow is incredible at fighting
Yeah,
in a
a
cage.
nerd who can beat you up, right? So,
Yeah. I truly believe that.
yeah. Yeah, he's so into like those apex predators in the era. Yeah, that's he loves those. He loves posting about those. Like this is like the biggest predator in that time. And then imagine those two predators fighting in one land. Like, oh wow, he's into dinosaurs.
It's like, man, he should get together with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan loves that stuff.
Yeah, I mean Rogan's. Oh yeah, I would like to say. I wanted to bring this up because it's only this era where candidates go to podcasts, right? It didn't happen
Yeah.
last election, so it's so. I think it's a way it's good where there's like long forms of like conversation with like candidates. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you see it because podcast has been existing like for a couple of years now, but it's only this election where they're like candidates like go to podcasts. So it's
Yeah.
a different
Rogan
like
said
kind
it-
of like
Joe Rogan said it really well. Like when obviously he had Trump on his podcast, and he has a good point because the interview style of questioning doesn't really reveal much about the person.
Yeah.
It's always like
Mhm.
I ask you a
Almost
question,
like
Question,
scripted.
answer.
Yeah.
you answer a
Question,
scripted answer,
answer.
that you
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah. 'cause-
Great
Mhm.
question. I'm glad you asked that. Oh, here's my answer.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
You know, a conversation where it can flow naturally.
Yeah.
You can talk off the cuff.
Yeah. You know,
You're
Mm.
not prepared.
honest answers.
Honest answers.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're like putting on, you at least get the vibe of who someone is by
Yeah.
hearing them speak.
Yeah, you get their personality, right? Because of just long forms. Because you can't really have a fake, should I say, fake personality like the entire time.
3 hours.
I don't
hard,
or
yeah.
unless you're like really good at it, though. Yeah,
mean,
but it's really
dude,
hard. Like
Trump did
have
3
that.
hours, and Joe Rogan said,
Yeah.
I know I haven't watched the episode, but Joe Rogan said he walked in, didn't drink any water, didn't use the restroom, did the podcast for 3 hours, didn't drink a sip of water, and then left and didn't use the restroom before he left.
That's impressive.
Maybe so. Like
And
I've seen
like
part of
sodium
it though.
tablets or something.
Yeah, I've seen part of it. So yeah, it's like it's a conversation, and then Joe like asked something, and then the former president was like so. I mean, I think he's so good at like those conversations. So I think that works
Yeah, it's
for
probably.
him.
He's an entertainer
probably-
too. Like that's
Yeah.
his background is just being like on TV
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
Maybe he could also go to like Hot Ones, because that.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the chicken wings.
Because now
I would love to see that.
really like you, because the questions are gonna
Like, Sean,
be
I like you, but I hate these wings. These wings are really hot.
so hot. But it's just
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
fun,
gonna
you
be-
know, like 'cause they're so uncomfortable. You know, you get
Mhm.
it's usually like you have no other choice. You can't just
Yeah.
think. You just you
Yeah.
can't think through a lie.
They're like, Trump,
Usually
were you really
for
going to build the wall?
truth.
No, I wasn't. I was lying. Do you have any milk?
It's like a fruit syrup. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's like it could be like
That's
Man, that would be
that's a-
great.
Kamala
yeah.
Harris too. You know?
We should do a Hot Ones episode of this podcast.
I was like,
Here you go.
Is that what you're going to say?
because I remember Isa suggesting that, and I'm like, it's a copy of that. No, instead of like wings, do something else. I'm like, yeah, let's do ngoyong, like it's spicy. Ngoyong. I was like,
I would
it's
love
like
that.
Spicy
It was like-
meal?
ngoyong.
Or
Isa was spicy. Like it's just you're. Because Filipinos love that. Like they always make it's almost like a parody of something, but it's not really a parody of something. Yeah,
oh, we should definitely do
I mean,
that.
people are gonna know you're copying the hot ones, but you're doing it like it's almost like a joke. Like, oh, let's do spicy ngoyong level 1. It's
Yes.
level 2.
I don't care, man. That might be our
And
most
there's
viewed video if we do that.
Oh, like a spicy tempura. Like,
There's like you can order ngoyong and
Let's do it.
then just dip it with this hot sauce. They actually sell it here.
Yeah, you can get the hot sauce kit.
Kit.
yeah.
We'll have to ship it to you.
Yeah.
The bomb.
Oh, I don't want to do the
no,
bomb. That's the worst.
Yeah, because I've had like a really spicy. You were there, Liza, right? We were at the Siliman. We were eating
Oh,
tempura. Yeah, there's a
that was-
famous. I don't know if it's still there. Should be there, but yeah, there's the sauce is like really
Yeah.
spicy. Where you can't really eat.
I would say
in.
the hottest sauce I've ever had.
I'm not a big fan of hot sauce. I'll tell you that.
It's like
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's just a certain level like I want to eat like hot sauce, but
What?
then there's like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I love a flavorful hot
seven
sauce,
levels already.
and I
Yeah.
like to sweat a little bit. I like my nose running. Like I'm okay with that. But like when it's like ruining your day, I don't
Oh,
understand.
like
Dude,
we have
get out.
somebody.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna
It's
mention
ruining
his
your day.
name, but we went there, in the Silliman University, and then it's like, wait, tempura, and I think that person took it to the next level. I was like, I topped out. It's like I'm not gonna do it again, but this person kept on going, and this person said that it's a guy. He pooped. His poop
you should
is-
pants. Yeah,
it was like his butt was like
Spicy, like it burned on the way out.
yeah.
Like-
It was like
like,
singing.
I mean,
It was
that
like,
means his stomach was just like send it straight through.
Yeah,
Get it out of this
Get
body.
this out. What is this? Get
This
this
is not
out.
food,
almost
This is
like a medical emergency.
dude. That's
That
messed
should
up,
be.
dude. Ugh,
Yeah,
it's messed
scary. Scary though.
Well, that's a good
Like,
note to end the podcast on. Is fiery poop coming out of some unnamed man's butt? It would have been better if it was a girl.
Spicy,
No,
spicy ngoyong challenge.
that's
But
the
we're
next
gonna have-
week. It's got to
Yeah.
be. And
But
we'll come prepared with questions to ask each other,
yeah, but we need questions. Yeah,
like really challenging questions that
I
you
just wanna
can't.
get, like,
Oh, you're gonna top out real.
What's your earliest memory? It's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
can't think right now.
I only have this one. I only have this one. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you just one because I remember this. We're at Hooters and we were watching a UFC fight, and then it was like this is way back in Texas. Me and Chan Serna, I know Galay knows him, and then one of our friends like watching UFC. So we ordered like chicken wings, and then we see there's always that like how many. It's usually like chilies or how many. There's like 5. You know, just like a rating how spicy
Yeah.
it is. See 5. So we ordered like there's 1 and then 3, and then we were like, oh, let's just try this 5. You know, out of like fun of it. And then as like the good thing about it is you're not gonna run out of wings because like we were eating just 1, and then like it's hard to like finish even just 1 wing because it's like so spicy, and then the entire like UFC event, I think it's like an hour, like more an hour. Oh no, 2 hours, like watching the main card. Like no one really like. It's just like we just had like 1 chicken wings each because no one really can finish like even just 1 because it was so spicy.
Oh my
So,
god!
yeah, I didn't
It's a
like
waste
it.
of food.
Yeah, because while watching, you just like keep drinking beer, and then you're like, like doing like,
I don't even think beer helps, man. Like I think you need milk
yeah, I need milk, right?
and like cold water. I don't think that any of that helps. There comes a certain point where
And I think
you're
water
too far
makes it.
gone.
I've heard water makes it worse.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a nightmare. And you know, the
Yeah.
waitress or whatever, when they took your order, was like, "Are you sure?
Are you
want
sure?"
level 5 spice?" Yeah, we're fine. And then she watches you for 2 hours, just nibble on
good
a
thing.
wing.
Yeah, because it's one of those like it tastes good, but it's just like too spicy. Like the flavor is good, but it just burns your mouth. You can't really take another bite. Yeah.
I think Glyza's gonna win that challenge. She's good with that stuff.
No, I don't. Yeah, because I even tried those ramen. You know that ramen? It got famous, right? Those ramen.
Samyang or something.
Yeah, noodles. I had it at home before, and then I can't even finish like the entire plate. It's just too because I
Those
know
are nasty.
yeah, because I know what's gonna happen. Like hours after you try to finish that. Yeah, you're gonna regret the similar to Glyce's friend who's gonna
I mean, the
you're gonna
same
have
regret.
an emergency.
It's a
Yeah.
similar regret to watching Midsummer. You regret it for days afterwards. I'm trying to bring it back to the movie that I mentioned earlier. That was a bad, trying to tie things back. Okay, just trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the regret that you live with for making that bad decision.
Yeah, and that's really scary in line with
That's
Halloween.
really scary. Yeah,
That's
let
really
me
scary.
cue up my. You told me to leave that website.
There's a contest with that, right? There's a competition, the Evil Laugh competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what makes an evil laugh. Who was the first who did? Yeah. Yeah, who was the first person who did that, right? I wonder. Like what constitutes an evil laugh? Mwah, it's almost like a Dracula. Yeah. Oh, that's Thriller, right? Ding 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 ding. Yeah, that.
I don't know. I mean, it had to have been someone back in like early Hollywood era, 1940s, 1920s.
Someone someone made that first, and then like, oh yeah, that's an evil laugh, and then they step it
That's
up.
good. I think his name is Vincent Price. That was Vincent Price. So,
Yeah,
well, good. I
we
mean,
don't
I
have
think
that in the
that's-
Philippines. Yeah,
I think that was
there's
a
no
good
evil laugh
episode.
there. Yeah, it's a good Halloween. Yeah, we have to make an Halloween episode because Bad Friends already did it. It's like we're that level. It's just funny.
know.
Yeah.
Well, we are at that level.
Who's bad
We're sponsored by Ayala Mall.
Yeah, Ayala
I'm gonna will
Mall.
that into existence. Ayala
Yeah.
Malls. Sorry, is it
Ayala
plural?
Malls and Chinese ngoyong.
Chinese ngoyong.
Boss tempura.
Oh my god, I miss Chinese ngoyong.
All right, let's get some ngoyong, babe.
Ngoyong, yeah.
Let's do it. That could
Hot
be the next
ones.
next one is the hot ones, but we got to come up with a clever name like fat ones, like fat fit.
Fat ones. Yeah, maybe something F in it, right? Yeah, we'll think of something. Fiery
Fat ones.
Fiery.
ones. Yeah.
Fat fit ones.
Fiery ngoyong.
Fiery
ngoyong.
challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's terrible, but we'll work on it.
Yeah, it's just funny because we're trying to make it Filipino and then we're gonna eat Chinese ngoyong.
That's what the Philippines is all about.
Yeah.
Eating Chinese food.
Fiery and everything.
But make it our own.
Yeah.
I hope to figure out a way to make the spice levels equal where he is versus where we are.
I don't even know how to find the spicy levels because it's not. Maybe I'll try to find a place because it's not that common here where there's like levels. There's spicy and not spicy, but the levels. I know it's in Siliman.
We could ship him a hot ones kit, but it would take like 2 months to get to him.
Oh, you can order that? Oh yeah, the sauce. Oh, that would be fun.
It's just like the little mini bottles of all the sauces they use.
Yeah,
That would be ideal.
They actually have also they have store here, and they have.
Yeah, they have a store here, but he's in the Philippines.
I'm just saying we can buy it here and then ship it over there.
Ship it over.
If it's in Amazon, I could buy it.
Oh, well, that's going to be our researching.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's on Amazon. I know it's in their website, but
Don't shoot it down, babe. Just let us dream.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not shutting it down. I'm
Let's
just saying
dream.
that it might be in Amazon. It might not be in Amazon.
And then
know.
It might not.
I don't know if it's good for ngoyong though.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's more wings type.
I don't even know
Wings.
what the heck Noyong is.
Maybe bula bula.
Bola, that's made up. That's not real.
No,
There's
it's
no way
real.
that's a real thing.
Meatballs. Yeah.
Real, but it's
Meatball.
dry meatballs.
Dry meatballs?
Dry
That sounds
meatballs.
like a bad meatball. It's just like, that's a meatball that's not good.
It depends which carinderia you buy.
It depends on which you.
Oh, no, we should do a spicy shomai challenge. Just dip the shomai
Again,
in
it's
the...
different sauce.
No, you dip the shomai in the sauce.
Shomai is very specific. It has a very it's just
chili sauce.
Chili sauce.
Then it's got to be chicken nuggets. That's the easiest way for us
Maybe tempura if you have fish balls or tempura, those kind of stuff.
Doesn't
Maybe
know what
that
that is.
sauce.
to have fish balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
It's
could
just
find
flour, like flour,
Yeah, they
and
have that in the Asian market.
some. Yeah, we'll go to the Asian market.
Don't want to eat.
yeah.
I bought that a lot of times, babe. You don't eat that.
How dare her? How dare she say that? I love the Asian market.
What?
I live at the Asian market.
Yeah, we'll have that. We'll just call it different. Then the questions though, we should have like questions.
You should have a guest to ask a question.
Yeah, maybe we can have Ryan prepare
So-
questions because Ryan's not gonna hold back on some questions.
No.
Right. Yeah,
It's very tricky. It's
Yeah.
very it's
might be gonna. We
Ryan
might regret
does
it afterwards, right?
yeah, there's no break. No,
Could,
Yeah.
that could be the case. We'll see.
no breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, for our listeners, if you have questions, you can like put it in the comments and then like
Oh yeah, submit some questions. Definitely something thoughtful and challenging.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have that for sure.
That's a good idea.
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, not next week. I don't know if we have enough time for next week because
Next week's our election special.
yeah.
No, maybe not.
And I think the week after that, like we Inglads are gonna have a trip to Manila, so I think we're gonna skip that weekend.
Isa.
Yeah. Isa, yeah, going to Mount Pulag because she says she wants to climb there. Not really into climbing mountains, but yeah. But they say there's a like easier,
Yeah, there's an easier
Trail?
route. My sister
way.
went there.
yeah. So I think it's a good thing, like a 4-hour hike.
Yeah.
It's good.
So-
That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Mount Bulag
Yeah.
is the second highest
In
mountain
the
in the Philippines.
Nice.
Is it? Is
I
it
think in
second or
Luzon, second in Luzon. I don't know. I'm not really
highest?
that
I think
familiar.
it's the highest in Luzon, but second in the Philippines.
The whole Philippines.
Mount Apo is the
Yeah,
highest.
I hope it's good. They say it's cold there, so let's see.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, should be fun.
Mount Pulag.
Hmm.
It's a good place. It's the zone's highest peak. Third highest mountain in the Philippines, not second, but third.
Still, top 3.
Yeah.
It's probably like
experience.
20 feet difference between the
Yeah,
third
somebody
and the
was
first one.
joking about like
Just like few
people-
steps.
Yeah.
people bring like mud or like rocks to put it on top,
Yeah.
so they can just a little
They can-
bit taller than the other
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. How much further? I was like 10 feet more. Yeah. Just find rocks and then like,
That's funny. That was like a funny.
yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
it's
I
been
think
good.
we can. Yeah, it's been a good. It's been a good Halloween episode. I think I need to have lunch with my mom now. I need to go to the,
Enjoy.
to the mall.
Enjoy. I forget
Yeah.
it's daytime where you are.
Yeah, and it's
We're going
to
also
sleep.
a holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday. That's I like this day. I think you're
Yeah.
gonna be out this weekend, right? You're gonna be going.
Yes, we're going to the
is
beach.
it?
So we're going to see
Okay.
my mom's building a house. We're going to go check it out. See how the construction's going.
Yeah,
So yeah, it'd be nice. Guys,
Be
is not
nice.
excited.
yeah. It was a good
What?
Halloween episode. Guys,
What
I'm
is
It's a good
excited.
Halloween episode.
Well, 'cause it's such a short time to travel for 3 hours. I wanted to stay more.
Oh, just for the weekend, you're going there 3
It's just-
hours and going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 2 kids and screaming in the car. But
Yeah.
it's gotta be worth
It'll
it.
be fun.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Okay, so that was spooky, not really spooky. Yeah, with a capital POO because of Glyce's story. Uh,
What?
spooky, and then because of that story, you get I don't know how to explain it, right? Poo. I wish I'd like to highlight poo in it because the
Spooky.
okay.
If he will listen to this podcast, he knows that.
So
Only
that's
he will
me.
know.
That's me. Oh my god, that's me. Okay. But
Shout
yeah,
out
it was
to
a
you.
good shout out to the spicy. You took the risk, and then you're a better person afterwards. So that's actually the lessons of that, like eating spicy. So yeah, it was a good Halloween episode. We have thanks for good costumes, guys. So we're gonna have let's just have a new episode next week. Hopefully, it's gonna be we call this election results
Recap.
podcast.
Yeah. Recap,
Recap.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, have a good rest. You guys are still working tomorrow. Me it's the end of the week for me. So have a good Friday, everyone. And then let's just talk maybe next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Have a good night. All right.